I was feeling a EMP attack in my spirit for America. 5 years ago, I'm approximately saying, I don't know the exact date, but I know it was more than 3 years ago. I had a dream. It was black and dark, and I had enough food. So I didn't hear the word power grid my whole life. Isn't that funny? Well, anyhow, after that dream, Judge Jeannie, she started talking about power grids going out, and right after my dream, California had, I think, a power grid go down, and they were so professional that they took a month to fix it, and California didn't have no electricity, and they said that they hid it in the news for a whole year because they didn't want no copycats. Yesterday, I was thinking about Richard Pryor. I'm like, why I'm thinking about this man? Is he alive or dead? So I Googled him and found out he died. So I'm having a thought about an EMP attack, and I find this man's video yesterday. I didn't look at it, just a little glimpse. And then I came back to it this morning, and during the video, he said that Richard Pryor tried to reach out to him, and he's talking about EMP attack and power grids. I'm like, whoa, I think this is confirmation. Why am I thinking about Richard Pryor? I don't even know the man. He's been dead, I believe, since 2005. I started Googling him. And I was thinking of the EMP attack, and I find this man's video, and he mentions Richard Pryor. I gotta make a video, because this is definitely confirmation. So, here's what the man says.
Examine and clarify the federal authorities that may be exercised during a catastrophic power outage. 2, develop a federal design basis and design standard criteria. 3, guidance and provide resources for states, territories, cities, and locations. Boy, this sounds like everything me and Marfugel are doing with our Patreon channels, doesn't it? This sounds familiar, right? Design and support a portfolio of incentives that provide financial support. Conduct a series of regional catastrophic power outage exercises. Ensure that all critical natural gas transmission pipeline infrastructure has the appropriate standards. Develop or support flexible, adaptable emergency communication system, ham radios. This sounds exactly like everything we're doing. We're going to look a little more into this report because the Department of Homeland Security straight up says Americans need to be able to survive without electricity and without transportation for up to 6 months. What have I been screaming for the past 70, 80 days? 6 months of food and water and a way to protect it. That's all I've done. When I'm not on here, I'm preparing, I'm speaking with people, I'm making plans. We're on Patreon, we're setting up groups, getting people together, learning how to use ham radios. It's funny that on our own, we came up with a plan that almost mirrors what the Department of Homeland Security is saying. Now, isn't it funny that the historians, that's the one thing they've been screaming? 6 months of food and water, or you're not going to make it. And you still might not make it. This is a depopulation event, potentially. I don't know the future, but I don't trust it. I think they're going to initiate this to happen. I think it's been pre-planned to happen. I have no facts to prove that, but let's get back into the article. Together they draw emergency attention to the threat and impact a national blackout would have. What is the catastrophic power outage? Events beyond modern experience that exhaust or exceed mutual aid capabilities. Likely to be no notice or limited notice events that could be completed by a cyber physical attack. Long duration, lasting several weeks to months due to physical infrastructure damage. affects a broad geographic area, covering multiple states or regions and affecting tens of millions of people. Causes severe cascading impacts that force critical sectors, drinking water and wastewater systems, communications, transportations, healthcare, and financial services to operate in a degraded state. This profound risk requires a new national focus. Significant public and private action is needed to prepare for and recover from a catastrophic outage that could leave large parts of the nation without power for weeks or months and cause service failures in other sectors, including water and wastewater, communications, transportation, healthcare, financial services, that are all critical to public health and safety and our national and economic security, said the Advisory Council. The report is an urgent call to action. Organize a uniform reaction to a grid attack. Harden it from attack. Warn of threats and push regular Americans into preparing for the worst. That's the key part right here. Push regular Americans into preparing for the worst. What have I been saying for 70 days? I'm telling you, I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm giving you the blueprint to maybe survive. You need a 55-gallon drum of clean drinking water, probably one for each person. I've got 2 for 3 of us. You probably need a 55-gallon drum of clean drinking water. You definitely need a water filtration system. You definitely need barrels to be able to maybe collect rainwater and then purify it. 6 months of food and water. Now, the reason I bought all freeze-dried food is because it lasts 25 years. It's more expensive, but guess what? If no grid goes down, if there's no disaster, if there's no emergency, I can either A, resell the prep food, or B, I don't know, use it 10 years from now on camping trips. So that's why I've been buying freeze-dried as opposed to vacuum seal. I want something that's good for 25 years. I want to be like in the movie Terminator where they rip up the dirt floor and underneath it there's just they have a cache of weapons. That'd be cool. I guess I'm not going to be like the Terminator. I'm going to be like the cook guy who saves the day when everybody's hungry. That's cool though, right? But I mean, Dr. Richard Pryor, and I'm butchering his name. I know I am. I apologize. I butcher names. He said the same thing as the historians. As soon as he saw what I was doing on YouTube, 6 months food, water, grid going down, a way to protect it, as soon as he saw that, he reached out to me on Twitter and started saying, look, I want to come on the channel. I want to come on the channel. John, I saw your videos. You're dead on. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. Americans are not prepared to take care of themselves. But let's jump back into the article here. Where were we? Push regular Americans into preparing for the worst. We're trying to save the country. Hopefully this scares you enough to start preparing. It also calls for federal spending instead of a reliance on rate hikes by individual utilities to fix their systems, and said that a $1 spent to protect the grid will save 6 in the case of recovery.
I want y'all to buy some solar lights. You could get them a few dollars and up. And I bought one for $10 at Walmart. And then one day my light in my living room went out. I went outside and I put that sucker right in my living room. And it just lit up my whole living room. And I only bought it for $10. I think you people need to get some solar lights and let the sun charge it. And then when it gets dark, you could bring it in. It beats having worry about a fire with a candle. But yeah, in case it's like raining for a whole week and there's no sun, you might want to get some batteries and flashlight. Just a reminder, other countries hate America because we're in their business too much, and we put them in their place and we stop them from doing what they want. You don't think that they won't do an EMP attack on us? They got hackers, I believe, could do it. They could send some warhead over America to take out all the power grids. So yeah, I thought it was amazing that I'm thinking of an EMP attack, and then my thoughts switch over to Richard Pryor. I'm like, why am I thinking of this man? So I Google his name and see if he was dying or something, but he already died. And then in this video, y'all man saw it. He said that Richard Pryor tried to reach out to him. So I had two thoughts back to back of an EMP attack and Richard Pryor. And then I found this video with this man about an EMP attack, and he mentions Richard Pryor. That is confirmation. I'm telling you, God chooses the foolish things to confirm the wise. So I can't tell you exact time frame of an EMP attack. It could be 5 years from now. That'd be good. That'd give you time. I think y'all need to go to grocery store and like get some. They have some in the camping equipment, frozen dry food, whatever, like he talked about. And they got it at Walmart emergency supply food. I think it's like $20 on one of the grocery aisles, like where the big can of green beans are in that section. But each Walmart is different. But I seen it there, and you get the I would get like rice or something, and maybe you could boil it on the outside fire. I don't know. Y'all just need to get a bunch of water stored up, and food, and solar lights. And like I said, I don't know what time frame, but we must be getting close, because I was thinking of an EMP attack in my spirit. It could be 3 years from now, 5 or 10 years from now. I have no time frame on this EMP attack. It could be 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. All I know, it is coming.